Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Noel's Tarot, and welcome to your reading. Welcome to a new series that we're starting right now, actually, that I talked about in a couple videos, but whatnot. This is going to be the modality series. There's not a name for it yet. It'll come along when it comes along. But I know I wanted to, I used to do Zodiacs, and I want to get into it, but I decided at least to start for now with the modalities. I did Earth, Air, and Fire and Water before too, but I don't know, somehow the modalities feel just a little bit more comfortable. Or else there's also something to learn too, but I don't want to spiel on it too long. I'll give you a timestamp. If you want to know when the reading starts, it should be soon. But I sort of just made a spread for it because I couldn't find one online that kind of fit what I was looking for. But basically what we're going to be doing in the first set of the series, when we go through the modalities, we're going to be looking at introducing you, in a sense. Definitely stole the title and concept from Camp Rock. Was that Camp Rock 2? Was that Nick Jonas's song, Introducing Me? I definitely stole that title concept from it, but it's nothing really like that. Basically with this spread, I forgot I wrote it, damn. So, basically with this spread, we're going to be looking at 4 cards, and it's going to be looking at, the first one is who are you, or who am I, basically the main characteristics of you in the zodiac, or in the modalities. Place of employment, I titled the second card. It's going to be like your role, or your main role in this like astral process. Like, what's your main role, your main job, I guess. The third card is any pet peeves, I called, and it's like basically any challenges that you've faced or you're facing, and any advice that could go with that. And then the fourth card is favorite fact about yourself, and that one's like the gifts, the talents, or the strengths that you possess, that you may not know about, maybe you do, but we're just going to highlight those so you know that you're talented in certain areas. Since this is the first one, we're starting with the cardinal signs. We're going to go through cardinal, fixed, and then mutable. I just worked it that way with Aries, and the next was Taurus, the next was Cancer. Wait, Cancer is actually, what? Aries, Taurus, Cancer. Cancer is cardinal. That's weird. I didn't think about that before. Disregard. We're going to be doing cardinal, fixed, and then mutable, and then we'll cycle back around. Lovely thing about the modalities is there's only 3, so there's not much like content to produce on it, so it's less taxing and such, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to be here. So this is all my cardinal signs. This is Aries, this is Cancer, this is, oh my god, am I forgetting now? This is Libra, and this is opposite, Capricorn. Okay, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. That's all you guys today. So we're going to be looking at introducing you guys, and we're going to be looking at that with the Gilded Reverie Lenormand? Question mark? Because I was going to clarify, but I'm already sweating in the introduction. I'll decide. There's a sun underneath, which is a new opportunity, and we have the 8 of coins at the bottom of the Black Tarot, which is like some master work there. I can't see the freaking phone. I don't know. There's 1 pentacle here, and there's 8 pentacles here. Is that not a sign, or is that a sign? I don't know. Well, I mean, honestly, with the pentacle, there's a seed, and then it grows into more with that. So I feel like we should clarify, but I'll figure out how to do that quickly and without sweating my ass off. But anyways, we're gonna start with 1 card from the Prism Oracle, just to get an overall energy for your guys' vibe, which we have flow at the bottom, so just go with the flow. This is a spirit making fun of my sweat too. Just kidding. It is quite a lot though. Anyways, let's move forward. Anything else? All right. So this is outside of the spread. This is just a general energy with the Prism Oracle. I get the water bottle on my lap. This is causing me to not be able to shuffle correctly. All right. So my Aries, my Libras, my Cancers, and my Caps. I think it's easier to say it that way because it's just opposite signs. You could be dealing with like an opposite energy for some reason. All right, let's see for the cardinal signs, my beautiful cardinal energies. Let's see what we got for the overall energy, which I love that y'all are repping. Oh, I almost flipped out. cardinal red energy of anger. It almost flipped out, but it didn't. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I'm repping my Aries gang today with the cardinal energy. Oh. And wow, and I literally, as I say the word energy, there's one at the bottom of the deck. I can't see this one. Okay. But funny, because I found something pink too. I don't really even like this card, but it's okay. We'll talk about it. Disruption. And it's a pink card, so no pain, no gain. No disruption, if something doesn't fall apart, things don't come together. No disrupt. Oh, well, I mean, cardinal energy can be pretty disruptive, honestly. The way it, like, breaks through and, like, creates something new. It's just very, it changes the literal direction of things often. So it's like, oh, this is life, this is how life works, this is how life works. All of a sudden, someone cardinally makes a wheel, and it's like, boom, all of a sudden, we got freaking cars. Things change. I don't know how to say that energy, but like disruption. I don't really like this card normally, but it doesn't feel like bad in this energy. It feels more so like introducing you. You're probably disruptive, or at least if not disruptive, like you can be, but it's for a good reason. And I would say this looks like a timeline almost. So it's like only time will show, only time will tell. You know, like that it is. Since you're so cardinal, it's like you're not going to be able to. I feel like more often than not, you're not going to be able to give a reason immediately for why you're doing something completely. Like there's a vision you're following, you know. So, but in a sense, like you have to take action for the vision to, you know, be activated. So it's like you can't see the whole thing. This is almost feeling like the first Aries reading that I ever did for the channel. It was talking about like you don't have the blueprint, but you're still taking action. You're still working on something, which is really cool. So, anyways, I'm picking up the Gilded Reverie, so I'll go ahead and use this for today. We got the Ace of Pentacles. We may clarify. Depends on the water level rising in the card from my sweat. I'm gonna stop talking about that so I can stop manifesting it. Dry skin. Let me see the time just to make sure. I can't see that. I'm just pretend I know what that says. All right. So with the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, I forgot to say, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment, put on notifications if you will. Comment your experience, especially as a cardinal sign, and share that in the comments below. But also, like, if you want a personal reading, info is down below for that. And thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing. Truly, my heart and my mind is saying thank you. Let's see. Okay, so the first card, I was gonna pull the full spread. First card says, "Who are you? Who am I?" With the Lenormand. If I stop to read one by one, we're gonna be here till dinner. Oh my! Oh, I can't do one by one. Okay, so one fell on the ground. I feel like that's the one that we're not taking, but it is the swans. So maybe you either could be a hopeless romantic, or maybe you're leaving that behind. Not leaving it behind, but like you could be either in a relationship or you're just more so focusing on self-love, or it's like maybe before then you lived your life a lot through reflections of others. But the one that did fall, yeah, literally is the compass. So yeah, you're following your own compass now, or you have more of a guide now or a compass. So again, you could be in a relationship with someone, or it's like you're strengthening your relationship with somebody who is important to you. I'm gonna keep moving like I said, but it's just like that's pretty interesting. That's who you are. This is a compass. Direction with disruption. Literally, like you change the direction of things. You are the direction of things. You know, it's like in a sense, it's like you are the leader and people will follow. I mean, I know Aries is definitely the leader of the zodiac, but cardinal signs are the leader of the modality at least. So it's like seasons don't like usually start without you guys. You know. So let's see. Frick. I haven't memorized this freaking spread yet. Oh my god, and the book won't stay open. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so I was looking for place of employment, and this one just fell right out before I even went to go shuffle again. So that's the bear. That's 15. 10 of Wands. Your role in this astral process. Ooh. And being wands too. I forgot to say, this is a magician. Who are you with the magician elements here? Very manifestive. I was gonna say something about how words are important to remember to, and intentions, just to remember the entire process. But the bear being like burdens and also relaxation after releasing burdens. So it's like your role is to carry a heavy burden for the zodiacs, for sure. And Ten of Wands is like your role is like not only completing something but bringing a new beginning. So that's very, very cardinal. All right. Any pet peeves? Any pet peeves? Cardinal signs got any pet peeves? Any challenges they're going through? They're facing. This one's okay. So this one was like poking out at things. I'm trying to look at it. The lilies, longevity things that need longevity, things that need care over time. You guys say I'm just trying to start something and move on. But what fell out was the birds. So this usually is like positive communication, small talk, small chatter. But that's what hit me first, is like the small talk and the small chatter. So maybe gossip, maybe that could be a challenge that you're facing, or with the birds, maybe a community could be a challenge you're facing, or finding a community, being in a positive community, but most likely, or if not, like I don't know, just finding a place for you that feels like home, where you can feel comfortable enough to talk about the small things. Or maybe you just feel also too wherever you are, it's very face value. But we'll keep moving forward. And see, these are little sparrows, and these are the storks. So I mean, one thing that's touching me is like definitely like how God watches over even the little things, even the sparrow. You know, his eye is on the sparrow and that kind of stuff. So it's like very much, and look how the eye is like right in the middle of that. So it's very much like challenges. Maybe we'll get into that later, but it feels like maybe even like a challenge is maybe being heard. You don't feel heard by God in such like a heavy spiritual process, or at the same time, if God looks at the sparrow, why does he look at the sparrow? Because that parable was about like not having enough. So maybe you could feel like you don't have enough in a lot of situations, especially when it comes to maybe family or community, the way that there's like a lot of birds there. Not having enough family, not having enough community, maybe not having enough abundance for your family or community. We'll move forward. So the favorite fact about yourself. So let's see what the gift or talent or the strength it is that you possess with the Lenormand. For the cardinal signs, what's their favorite fact about themselves? Introducing them to that. And I knew it. I knew it. This. Now it's funny. It reflects the 12. So you got the 12, 21 coming out next to each other. So this is something small. This is something big. Small talk, small chatter, gossip. You don't have to worry about that. It does get to you though, of course. You know, like if someone like just jabs you rather than punching you, you know, they're both still gonna probably, you know, feel like something. It's probably gonna hurt a little bit, but this mountain feels like it hurts a bit more. And it's right underneath the bear too, which is the 10 of Wands, and this is the 8 of Wands. So it feels like you deal with a lot of wands, for sure, a lot of fire. That makes sense with cardinal energy. But the gift that you possess is that you're able to overcome really anything. The way that the mountain is here, it talks about overcoming challenges. So it's like honestly, it's like no matter what the challenge is that would have landed here, it's like you would have overcome it. You will overcome it. You have the ability, the strength to. We'll go ahead and start at the beginning of the spread. We have the bottom now, the park. So I don't know, becoming more transparent. That makes sense. It feels like clearing out your systems, becoming more transparent. So who are you? You're the compass. Definitely feels like you make the direction. You make the path. You make like where we're gonna, where everyone's gonna go. It's like I don't know, it almost feels like when people have like walked the same path enough and they're just like almost tired of walking the same path. It's like all of a sudden they see a new path and they're like, oh shit, when did this get like redecorated and like created or whatnot? And you've been like, yeah, I'm working on this path for a minute actually. You wanna come this way? It's probably a little bit easier for you. And I see that definitely because when I see like your role in modality. It's like you're the compass, but your role is to be this bear. It's almost like to show people the burden, the heavy weight of something. But it's like the bear is very mothering, very nurturing, very caring. So it's like the way that you nurture or care for something, the way that you nurture or care for yourself, the way that you nurture or care for the people you love or care for, the ones that truly matter to you. With this bears like loyalty energy too. So like people that are that uh, like that care for you in the same way that you care for yourself, even if it's not exactly the same. It's like that like because I'm getting the image now like with like parents or older generations who don't understand like certain nuances or like just like the differences between like the mental grounds, not playing field, mental atmosphere almost. It's just a different way to think, for different generations. And even if they don't understand, the way that, you think or the way that you are, they still love you to their level, to their capacity. And that's, I'm saying like definitely still give to those people too. But this is definitely an energy of like, with the 10 of Wands, it's like 2 5s. It's very even. It's like you give to those that you care for, but to those who don't back you up, it's like you're literally almost like turning your back on them too. In the way it's very cold, you ice them out, which is like I think it's a very tough job, and maybe if this is your job to like be just very like, because it's almost like cardinal feels very colorful as well. So it's like you can be very like sweet and open and able to fit into any situation. It feels like with the birds there too. But it's like with this, it's like your role here is to be a little bit more of the opposite of that, which is what I was feeling earlier with the opposite energy. It's like no longer will you like half-heartedly give to those who don't give some. You give half-heartedly to some people, and those people won't even give half-heartedly back to you. Ain't that a joke sometimes? But it's like no longer giving that out. It's like it's just when it comes to like with the bear here being 15, self-expression. It feels mothering, so it's very feminine energy for some reason. Capricorn too is a feminine sign, so it definitely gives me the energy of like with the feminine energy of I don't know, being nurturing and caring. It's something about that colorful energy. It's like no longer. It's just like you're gonna give to those who give to you, and to those who don't, it's just they won't even see the light of your day. In a sense. I don't know how to say that, but and it may seem tough. It may seem selfish at times too, but it's almost like with the 10 of Wands, there's nobody who is going to be able to tell you with Wands being spirit, like soul, and being 10, like that's the I don't know the word. That's the I'm feeling an energy of misunderstood as well, but also it's because with I don't know with the self-expression and the devil there too. But it's also just like this is very tough energy, but you uphold it well. It seems because like they're definitely swimming and they're keeping up. They're keeping up with the flow that we had earlier too. The 10, I don't know, it's just so stressful. It's so much. And you expect this card to be pretty fiery, but it's not. So it's pretty interesting too. But anyways, I don't know. It's just like that's a heavy thing to hold because it's almost like you have to defend the 10 coming after the 9. You have to defend being yourself, and you do it, but you also have to initiate a new beginning too at the same time. And it's just so much because like while you're doing that, you're having to fight people or fight instances, circumstances that are like, no, nurture me, take care of me, help me. And it's like, baby, that's not how it works. With the lilies coming out earlier, it's almost like plants, they need us to take care of them. Animals sometimes need us to take care of them, but if you're a human being, you shouldn't have anybody scheduled to water or feed you. Well, I mean, that depends. I'm not saying it like that because that can depend on circumstances. But if you're capable of the things that you don't want to do, then that's not someone else's job, is what I'm saying, for sure. And that's funny too because that comes out in your role, your job. So your job is literally you. In 10 of Wands, you have enough on your plate. You have enough of a soul journey to work through, and it's almost like I feel the best I don't know. Just to say with that, it's like no one can tell you about your soul's journey at all, and no one can tell you about the journey that you're on here. They can give you advice and give you, they can throw things to assuage themselves and help you out, but at the same time, this is your journey, and the way that you move and the way that you feel and move through it, that instinct, you have to trust that and you have to believe in that, because that's like literally your compass. And also at the same time, it's like it's just literally like with 42 being a 6 and then 15 being a 6, it's like it's a balancer. It's something with, and 6 is Virgo, which is also Mercury, but 6 is also Gemini, the lovers, choices, organization. So it's like it's all your choice, and how it comes together. It's like, it's whatever. It's not up to anyone else's prerogative or their judgment at all. Some energy is with that too. Even how 21 is here, but we don't have 20 coming forward. We don't even look at the judgment. We're not even looking at judgment. We're starting a new world. Because I feel like that's just a waste to hold on to that judgment, because then that's 11 wands, and that's a lot of burden, And then after 11 is 12 wands, and that's just too much goddamn burden. But this is next, which is any pet peeves, challenges, the gossip, the small talk. Look at all these birds are all looking at different ways. What I saw. It's like all these birds are like, this is the birdhouse with the food, their sustenance, and maybe they're full, maybe they don't want to eat, but they're at the birdhouse taking up a spot where other birds could be feeding. For some reason, it just feels very like greedy. But these birds around here, they don't feel like you. They just feel like things around you, surrounding you, possibly. Whereas they're like looking around, trying to be nosy and other things. It's like God's focused on taking care of them, but they're focused on like looking at the forest newsletter. I don't know how to say that. I don't know. They don't seem very nice either. Their eyes feel very like mad or mean. It feels very Mean Girls, very cheerleader. Okay. And this bird up here definitely does look different. This bird's kind of purplish, whereas they're black. So it feels like they're sort of like giving it the ugly duckling treatment. So pet peeves, maybe feeling treated differently because of the way that you express yourself, how you look, or being treated differently because of, how you show up even to the community. Like you look different, that you're different, you move differently, and it's very weird, maybe awkward, definitely different for sure. But it's like, you don't just be different at home, you still show up to like the community, the meeting ground. And it's like, I guess maybe everyone loses their appetite. Fuck it, go eat somewhere else, I don't know. That's an energy I'm getting. It's half and half. Because I guess also challenge face could be like connecting with people, because like that could go either way. Whereas like maybe you feel different, you've got a guard up, and now even if things look a certain way, you immediately start judging it a bit and start like being defensive against it, or trying to like maybe even show off, show out. Like it's a very like imbalanced energy. But it only comes from like, the past and trauma, and obviously a community that's definitely hurt you, it feels. But it feels like you've had good communities too. It's just like the mix of that bag, and the 12, like 12, 12 is 13ish, but 12 zodiac signs. Here, it's like, it's almost like you've seen like your fair share of like energies and people, how people act. But you don't know how the future's gonna unfold, so that's one thing to keep in mind. As long as you have high intentions and you like well intentioned, you keep going, and you just continue to be yourself, but also continue to be open to people and open to the fact that, it almost feels like a challenge you may face too is literally being different, whereas like you have to define your own path, you have to define things for yourself. It's like this no matter where you go, they're not going to be able to define it for you. And that's a good thing. It's a really powerful thing, but at the same time, it can be stressful. It can feel quite lonely. It can feel quite, I don't know. It's like the energy of trying to learn like calculus in the classroom by yourself with a book and no teacher and no classmates. And the entire school, no one else is taking calculus but you. Kind of weird, but like very difficult too, because it's like, who's gonna show you this? But it's almost like I feel the spirit is definitely your leader in this for sure, because it's like this bird got inspiration from something, you know. Like I said, the eye is on the sparrow, on every sparrow. So like there is a God watching out for each and every one of these birds for sure, even you. So it's like you have someone you can look to. If not anyone physical, there's definitely spirit or the universe or God, or what, you know, what it is that you believe in. But with favorite fact about yourself, being the Eight of Wands at the mountains, seven here, Seven of Pentacles at the bottom goes to an Eight of Wands. So Pentacles, Earth goes to fire, and seven goes to eight. So it's like scorching the earth, but it advances you. So it's definitely like could go either way. Energy of a campfire, very spiritually uh, helpful, very connecting community type of vibe, but also the energy of like scorching down like a forest in order to build homes. I don't know if I feel that one. I don't like that. It just definitely feels like, I don't know why the earth goes to wands, where maybe like stuck energy, grounded energy becomes very dynamic. Maybe you feel more in your element for sure. Because this mountain also feels a little bit hermity, so it's like almost like being like, maybe it's like a quiet, like your quiet alone place. And this gift here is like really excelling and shining when you see you for who you are, when you overcome that mountain that everyone else seems to be stuck at the bottom of, because they I don't know, it's like they see you as like this like obstacle to overcome. And it's like, it's really not. It's like almost like you are. You can think of, I mean, think of mountains. We name them. We place high value on them. We learn a lot of information from them. We find out how the world works underneath because of seeing them above. So it's like and I mean, that just takes time. But it's like almost like if you take the time, in a sense, to get to, if people take the time to get to know you, or get to know the vision, or to see the vision actually come to fruition, or you know, just like how it works over time. See that people don't give you that time, in a sense, but it's like if they allow, because like it's almost like you can't, it's like you're the compass, right? But it's like it's almost like you can't, and that's not even a time telling thing, but it's like they're, with that earth energy, they're looking for something stable, they're looking for something to hold on to. And like, think about holding on to cardinal or holding on to fire, it's really not a thing. And even the cardinal bird, you can't really hold birds unless you own them. And I don't know why people, I mean, you can own a bird, I guess. I'm not gonna get into that. But it's like trying to hold fire, in a sense. It's like you can't control, you can't hold, you can't measure. It's like, it's very, a tablespoon of fire. Who's ever said that? You can't like really measure the way things will work out, in a sense. You can only sort of have control over, you know, the process, the vision, what you do while you're here physically, and like how you believe and how much faith you have. So it's like, if people allow that to work out, they'll be able to like enjoy the beauties of this with you. But it's like people stand that mountain, and they just fear, and they just fear what they don't know. But I'm the favorite, the gifts, the talents, your strength is that like you don't fear. It's like this mountain, you'd climb it and go back down. It'd probably be painful physically, but you learn so much, you gain so much, you become so much. So this strength, it's like it's this gift, this talent, it's like perseverance for sure, standing tall, um, and like allowing nature to work the way like the plates crash into each other underneath, and it's so conflicted and so painful, I believe, probably for the earth, and then all of a sudden it just rises up, and then it becomes this beautiful like thing that people can like walk on. And it's like it would have been just ground before, would have taken them like 3 minutes to walk across, but now that it's made like a mountain, it's something different, it's something dynamic. It's like you can't even predict what the grounds will look like on the mountain, you know? Or you can't even predict what the mountain's gonna look like. Some mountains turn into volcanoes, I think. Other mountains turn to some other things. It's just a very, you can't define or control it. But if you let it be, if you let nature run its course, it says through you, and if they let it shine through you, and like, if they sort of, it feels like very ego controlistic. Like people find out that I don't know, it's like your energy doesn't stay suppressed. And that's okay. Because like it's supposed to be building more. If people suppress you, then they don't get a beginning. They don't get a cycle then. So it's like they're people stand in your way. They're blocking their own happiness. Is what I say with that. It only makes sense. I don't know. Cardinal is like it's like if you stand in the way of a cardinal sign, the next season kind of doesn't come through for you. And it's not to say the cardinal signs are like that important, or better than anyone else, because everyone has an important role. But it's like then put the mirror back on them. They have an important role too, and I'm pretty sure their role is not to stop someone else from living their life or their experience. I'm pretty sure they have many other jobs on their plate than that too. But it seems like with the birds, like people have jobs and they have things they have to do, but they still find the time. They still find time in one of the 12 consecutive hours, 12 to 24, and the 12 consecutive fucking hours to fucking like watch you or pay attention or like be like nosy all on you, so that they can like I don't know, study. With it coming under the compass, it's like so that they can maybe even like know which way you're moving or what you're doing or where you're going, because it has like a map behind it. But it's like, damn, where are they going? I say that, I don't mean to say it so harshly, but it's like if look at you taking flight and look at them stuck at the bird feeder, not even eating, just taking up space. So it's like they're stalled. Don't stall yourself trying to figure out, don't stall yourself worrying about their energy, because it's almost like it's a very black hole. It's like they start stalling and you're trying to figure out what's going on with them, so then you start stalling, and it's like it just sucks everything in. Nah, that's where light goes to die, and that's not where they're taking my cardinal signs today. My beautiful babies, you guys. Not babies, but my beautiful cardinal signs, I guess. Anyways, let me look at the time just to make sure. I can't read. I will clarify real quick because it shouldn't be too bad. That's really beautiful, though. That's really beautiful. It comes out so clear. One side's pretty red, very fiery, and the other side's very blue and greenish, so it's very balanced, too. It's a 4-card spread, and there's 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. The top 2 are orange and then blue, and then the bottom's like orangish and then blue again. So it's really weird. Very weird. It's like if I will say lastly, it's like almost like people with that coming out with fire initially, you go one of two ways. Where like you start off very fiery in the cycle, and then they find some way to like put out that fire, and then you bring it back, and then they put it out, and then you sort of bring it back even bigger, and to a point where they can't put it out anymore. I'm laughing at it. I'm thinking like when I put a mod on my Sims game where it was like infinite fire, and the firemen came to put it out, and they couldn't, and they stood there for like I think it was hours. And then all of a sudden, they just walked out of the house and left it to burn. I said, what the fuck, Sims? The fireman said, we can't put this out, so we're out. But it feels like either that, energy of that, people just trying to douse your fire and you just come back even stronger. Or it feels like an energy of like, them trying to match you or take on your energy, right? And then it's almost like then you come in with this blue, this ice, where it's like, this very calm energy where it's like, oh no, like they maybe try to come at you with like passion or anger, and they're like, oh no, I'm just trying to be passionate, or I'm just trying to start something for myself. And it's like, no baby, you're just trying to start something in general. So then you come in very peaceful and you show them like act like it's like I don't know, I don't want to say that, but it's like almost the energy of like false victimhood, someone who's like showing or not false victimhood, even it could be false victimhood, or even to the extent like it's different shades. It could be to the extent of like someone who like finally like sees your point of view one time, and they think it's like they think it's like the worst pain in the world, and then you come through with this 10 of wands and you're like, yeah, been there, done that, once or twice or 10 times. It has happened in a sense where it's like you felt that pain. Moreover, and you've sort of lived through it, and while you were living through it, they were judging you and watching you and being nosy and sort of, I don't know, like asking you, I don't know, it just feels very, very violating and personal and very misunderstanding. And like it could be ignorant, but it's like it's not completely ignorant. I don't know how to describe that. But I mean, it feels like in that energy, they definitely experienced it a bit, and they're like, oh my god, and maybe they're even running to you to try to talk to you bad, and it's just like, or maybe they're like, I don't know. In that sense, you have a choice. You can show them sympathy or you cannot. It just depends on your situation, and But let's move forward so I can go ahead and clarify real quick. Damn, the queen, the mother of wands, and she is so attractive though. Just, I mean, like so beautiful, so alluring. So yeah, you definitely could be very alluring, very attractive for sure. Eight of Pentacles wants to come out. So much. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and clarify. Who are you with the compass? You got the compass out here. Just one card, Spirit, please, my love. The world. Not the world and the compass. Because not a compass being an object that we use to find our way around the world. Weird and cool. The bear. Place of employment. What's your main role in the... Well, damn. I told you I got a lot of jobs. I saw the justice cards. So y'all are balancers of relationships. That sounds like mediator. That sounds like therapist, but like unpaid, not licensed therapist, if you know what I mean. Like the people that just like are there to help all the time. But just, oh my spirit. Oh, if the Black Tarot was gonna give me 30 cards each time, I'm gonna say something. Okay. Let's see. Oh, well, and this one flips out. The Eight of Coins. And that's been flipping out like it's been wanted to come through. And there's a mirror there with a bunch of shells. So doing something over and over again almost, but like your role is to like to keep doing what you're doing is what I'm saying. I feel like don't sell yourself short and don't change your process for anything. Any pet peeves? 16 cards flying out while I'm sweating. That's hilarious. That's fucking Judgment. Yes, it would be. And that Judgment is a slightly darker green than the world that you are. So it's like whatever you are is very light and bright. And then when the pet peeves come in, it darkens your world. And even think about that. Like the world that we see, even in the sentence, the world that we see is from our individual eyes. So Judgment comes from individual eyes, individual thoughts, and individual perspectives. People can throw them and clump them into a group. But it's like, that's the weak part sometimes. Because then you could just jump on the bandwagon and judge something without even knowing what the fuck you even personally think about it or feel about it. And that's just hurtful and painful because Judgment has such a lasting effect. Very transformative effect. It is ruled by Scorpio. So it feels like, I don't know, your pet peeves have something to do. This card has a lot in it. I'll look at it in a sec. The wings here are the transparent part though. So it's like whatever the pet peeves are, it almost like it's been erased off of the card. So it's almost like it erases the color from or it just erases your ability to take flight. So favorite fact about yourself with the not paying out fast. Damn, not the Father of Coins, King of Coins. It look like motherfucking Jay-Z for sure. So favorite fact, gift or talent. Could be very musically talented for sure, with it giving that Jay-Z image. And I see the ancestors back there, so a gift or talent that could come from an ancestor, or you could just be strengthened by like your lineage, your ancestry, the way that people I don't know, like things like muscle memory or things that you've always known how to do could have come from like family in the past. But we'll look at that in a second. The world with the compass. Let me go through this really quickly. At the bottom, the 10 of fucking Pentacles. Don't let anybody stop your process of your journey because they're gonna mess this up. What they look like messing up your 10 of Coins? Hell no. I won't let them. I'll literally come directly to where you are if you're having a problem. Because I myself have had judgment problems even recently, and what's the song? I'm still standing. I mean, half the time I'm really not. Like, it's so painful where I'm just like, I can't fucking exist without knowing that, that people, It's not like knowing that people don't like you, knowing that people hate you. It's just knowing that it's the fact of knowing that people have an issue with you that's not rooted from something that you did to them, but something that you do for yourself. And that all and when it doesn't hurt, or when it does not hurt, because hurt, I don't know. I don't know if it doesn't, if it's not, if it doesn't affect anyone negatively. I don't know how to say that. That's always hard to say. But if you're doing right for you and you're not hurting anyone, they always say, then you're fine. But then if people are hurting you back for something, I don't know. It seems very deep here. The way this is a deep green, so let me just start with the world. And the compass, who you are. Could be a world traveler, but definitely someone who, look how she's like literally watering the world. And that compass like feels very water in the middle. So what you have in your center, what you have in your core, who you are at the center, you feel that, you let it, I don't know, like north, east, south, west. It feels very much like a complete circle. You let something cycle through. You let those emotions run, and it's like calibrating. It's like it takes time. You let things take their time, and then when it is ready, you give it out to the world. You give it out to who needs it. You nurture the world in a very beautiful way. 21 coming out twice in the beginning of your spread and coming towards the end. But the world and the compass, your main characteristics, and the world is fixed sign. So you could be a fixed sign. Oh wait, we're not on fixed. But you could know fixed signs, or they could be heavy influences to you. So I'm thinking Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo. But that's it with that. Place of employment, babe, with the Eight of Pentacles, you pretty much work anywhere. You probably are your own boss. Or if not, you can pretty much just work anywhere. Because the Eight of Pentacles is like the card of work. So it's like if I'm thinking role, you're like a job in general, you could work anywhere, be able to work anywhere. 10 of Wands, you can take on any burden really, and still look pretty swimming. In a sense, it's like you're in your natural habitat no matter where you are, I feel. But then your main role in the process is like that too, where it's like whenever the journey like knocks you down, you still maintain a very strong work ethic, and if not even like career ethics, like you work hard on what you care for. Your main role in this process definitely with the Eight of Coins coming out. With the Eight is infinity. Eight is also the house of Scorpio, so your role could be cleaning. It's almost like doing the work, doing the work on yourself, so that when people walk by your house, your body, like when people walk by your presentation, in a sense, they see how it's done. Your job isn't to do it for them. Your job isn't to clean their house. Your job isn't to go in and do like the process for them. Your job is to do it for yourself, in a sense, because like you can do it for other people and yourself, right? But then you're splitting up energy, and you're giving them most of your energy. Whereas you could be cleaning your house and redecorating it, and cooking for yourself, and making it look pretty, while also finding a banging outfit at the same Queen of Wands at the same time. And it's like they can do that too, but it's like at the end of the day, sometimes they just only clean their house, and then they feel like it's like a huge burden in a sense. So it's like, I don't know, you are built for more, and it's like, but so is everyone else. You sort of have to activate that though in everyone else, but it starts with you. And in a sense, that's how the logic works. It's like we can't start outside. We have to start within, and then it goes outside of us. So it's like a double mission too in that, with the 10 here and the 8 of Coins, very like balanced numbers. 18 being the moon, so it could be unknown how to work through it, but it's definitely a double mission with the double reward that usually comes with, at least. But it's definitely just like, I don't know, your role, very tough role. Could be faced with a lot of responsibility, but also the people who see your work have a lot of respect for you and respect for it. So that's amazing. Cherish those people, value those people, and allow yourself to be yourself in that energy. Like the way that this bear is so comfortable. Like some energies you can't be yourself because they're not respecting your work, they're not respecting who you are, your bag, your hustle, your career. They don't respect most of your creations, really. They only care about the person behind the creation, not the creations. And even then, they don't really care about the person. They're sort of just looking for what they can get out of you or the person. But it's just you care about you and this table and the things that are on the table and the space around you. It's so beautiful and important. I didn't incense, and I just thought about that. It's dumb to incense now, kind of, but who's gonna tell me not to, other than if I have a lighter or not? I don't initially have a lighter. It's okay. It's okay, because instead of incensing, I can't meditate on. I'll do some other type of cleansing. We'll figure it out. I don't have a lighter. I don't feel like getting it. Maybe we'll do it at the end. Depends if I feel like it. But let me just go ahead and finish these up real here. Any pet peeves? Judgment and these birds. Oh my god! It literally said, and the birds are initially positive communication because they're like small and lighthearted, but this is almost lighthearted in a disrespectful way. It's like lighthearted because it's like even light-minded. It's like judgment without the heart or mind put into it. So it's like judgment without thinking about it, judgment without feeling into it, without being like, oh, that's how they could feel or that's what they could think. It's like very much so like, oh, from my experience, from my thoughts, that's stupid. And it's just like that. Well, from my opinion, my thoughts, that's pretty close-minded, buddy. And I don't know. It's just a lot of energy I'm feeling with judgment. With the moon's here too. And see how there's a lot in this card? They're like reaching up, these people, to this one person. I don't know what I get with that. And there's still the energy of these three. Or in like, not three, but like some that surround. And then one with wings that like are different. So maybe just being different for sure. It could be a pet peeve of yours. Maybe feeling surrounded just by like energies that, I don't know the way to looking up on it, like energies that may look up to you but then also look down at you at the same time. I feel like they're looking down just because it says like I don't see eyes on them, so they're not really looking at you. So it's like, it's like the energy of like someone who hears you but they don't listen, someone who sees you but they don't take a look. It's like someone who's watching you but they're not like observing. Or it's like both watching and observing are probably both annoying, so don't do that. But it's like someone who's like, well, maybe watching but like not learning. They're just like taking in. It's like selective watching, selective thinking. It's very much so like they're looking at you and then all of a sudden, boom, judgment. It's like no like inference of no context clues, no nothing. It's just very much so like, I don't know. Small talk. It feels very like short to it feels very mean. Maybe people being mean or energies being mean to you is probably a pet peeve. But the judgment here, what do I feel? He's blowing that horn, the music, and it's almost like they're reaching up to the music, they're praising it. But maybe now I'm getting hate the sin, love the sinner, which has always been weird to me. But I don't know the way I don't know. They're coming up out of the water. Okay, so this is the last thing I'm getting with this, and I don't know how to, and I'm going to try to say it as quickly as I can, but then I'm like, is there a general message too? But the general message is probably just judgment is a pet peeve and a challenge you're facing, and the advice with that is definitely just to say, fuck that, because what do they know? When it comes to even like with Scorpio and this instinct and this fire energy I'm kind of feeling with this, it's just like, if people have not literally stepped in your steps and taken the routes you've taken and gone through life the way you have, and if they don't want to ask and if they're not going to be bothered to learn, then they can shut the fuck up and start listening. I'm being mean, but I'm also being serious, where it's like they can be quiet and actually listen, or they can just shut the fuck up because their judgment's worth nothing, and all it's doing is causing harm to you, and that's not good. It could help you if you listen to it, but like if you listen to something and it doesn't resonate with you, if it's not for you, don't let them try to move you, but if something is for you, then then you take the advice, you know. That all depends, but whatever would not. I see how they're coming. My thought was they're coming out of the water, so I feel like the people who are looking to you or like looking at you or judging you in a sense, these people, this feels like you, this feels like them. It feels like they're in the water, so they're in like they're deep in emotions. They're like swimming in their own feelings, right? Or they're swimming in a collective feeling too. Or it's like they don't even realize they don't have eyes. They're swimming in collective feelings. They don't have eyes, so they're feeling a lot of shit. They don't know where it's coming from, but their hands are directed at you. So it's like their energy, the attention, it's like their anger, the feelings, what they create, what they put out into the world is coming off at you. And it's very much so like if you open your eyes, and you don't even open your eyes, if you felt the environment around you, if you took a second to think about what substance is surrounding you, is it air or is it water? Because then if you notice that you're swimming in water, maybe it's almost like they're, because see, look how you're playing this music, and I can think of music as something that's emotional, it's water. So it's like you're playing the music, and maybe it's raining and it caused it to flood. Maybe that's what this card is saying. Because even like look how the things are pouring out, and it's like flooding them. You're playing your music, you're being you. It may cause a darker energy, or it may cause like energy that's coming out of you, but you're expressing yourself like the moon says in a very natural way. And maybe it's causing it to flood, but it's like, did you learn how to swim? Did you buy a boat? Can you get to a different area? It's like they're almost like they're, I don't know, but it's like they're, it's like again that victim-ish mentality where I just feel they're directing their anger at you, but I mean even still, it's like almost like these not because it's like it's not meant for you. These people just need to find a different way to express themselves or just get out the water. Like why are they yelling at you when they can just swim away? You know, just so that seems stupid. That seems stupid. But also, it's just like, what's the other energy I'm feeling with this? It's like almost like this feels like this could have been a very hot day. I see a flower back there. It almost seemed like the sun. So like this could have been a very hot day, and they were like praying to God, asking God for it to like rain or to bring them cool energy. And all of a sudden, you come out and you sort of like you are a tool through God, and you know bring them what they asked for. You bring them sort of just like that the energy to cool it down, but it's not exactly what they asked for. So it's giving like a genie type of energy. But that's kind of how God works too. It's like it's not gonna be exactly what you ask for sometimes, but it's not always the plan. It's not always God's plan, you know. So I mean, there's that Scorpio energy, not Drake. My God, but I mean, yeah. Then they get sort of kind of what they asked for, but not in the way that they asked for it, and it feels very combative. And they're like, "Why are you playing that? Stop playing that music. What are you doing?" Or just stop expressing yourself because I don't know. It's like you're changing the tone of things. You're forcing people to grow and learn about themselves because you're doing it. Like you're advancing, and people are judging you for it because then it's forcing them to have to do work. It's making them move off their stoop and actually go learn something, which is the same thing you had to do when things were changing around you. You had to get off your stoop and go learn. So I don't know. There's no need for the judgment. I definitely am seeing there, but people are still doing it. And there's a reason. Oh, there's a reason I have the phone. I'm gonna look it up at the end, I guess, because I don't want to waste the card time. I usually look at the etymology of words. Um, oh yeah, I usually look at the etymology, etymology. It's like breaking down a word to see the roots and what it meant before it was the full word, so I can see where the hell it comes from and what it means. I'll look up judgment just to see what that word kind of means because I'm curious a little bit because I keep saying judgment. And a lot of the words I've been changing so I can hear it a different way, or I don't know, not hear the same word all the time, but the energy be around all the time. Anyways, the last card is the favorite fact about yourself. It's the mountains, overcoming anything. And the father of coins. Now, if I think of Jay-Z overcoming anything, he cheated on Beyonce. That motherfucker would judge. That dude is still being judged for that. And, you know, they'll do it. You know, people do what they do. So, If I felt that passionately about it, I probably, would say something about it. But then at the end of the day, I know who am I? And that's the question I ask myself all the time, like, who am I to judge anybody? So then when people are judging me or when I see people being judged, I'm like, are y'all wild? Who the fuck are you? Because I'm saying, who am I? And then, I mean, I'm younger too, so I always get a lot of flack with people like, well, I've had years of experience. And I'm like, okay. You know what else has not had years of experience? The iPhone. The iPhone first came out in 2000. I want to say this to all the people who say this to me. The iPhone first came out in 2007. The iPhone has been around 3, 13, 24, 17. The iPhone's about 17 years old. The iPhone's pretty young. But everybody seems to have an iPhone. Everyone trusts in their iPhone. Hey Siri, hey Siri, hey Siri. Yeah, it's a technology, so it's not really, I'm not using the exact example, but it's just like, people forget that, like, innovation, things can change in like a fucking second. Or 10 years, or 100. It does, we're not in control of that, but people seem to think that because they have all these things, these trophies racked up, that it can speak to something. But when you die, are you taking those years with you? Are you taking those trophies with you? Please answer me that. I don't know how to say that. I feel like I'm spieling on that. But with the Father of Coins, it feels like responsibility and wisdom too, and overcoming things. So it's like your wisdom, your gift. Your gift is the wisdom that you've gained through it. All the coins, the abundance, the foundation it's building for you, but also like how it's dressing you, how it's covering you, how it's I don't know, how it adorns, how it like makes you even more beautiful because you've gone through such an experience and you've overcome it. And it's like, first thing I thought of was tectonic plates that crash and then they just like go around each other and they get all crumpled and the ground doesn't sprout at all. So it's like, instead of becoming a mountain, you could have just like combated with the energy and still kept going along the same timeline and nothing would have happened. But because you disruption, the mountains, because you disrupt the energy, look at that mountain starting to form. And it's like, look, I have to research what a mountain provides other than like a good walk and beautiful scenery. But even think about that, people look at mountains all day and they tell about how much it relaxes them, and like people even attribute it to home, those who are around it. So it's like, these mountains do so much for themselves in order to continue. I don't know, and they're growing things, I believe. I don't know if they continue to grow. I don't know how long they do that for, but they grow, but they provide so much for those around them consistently on a long-term basis. So it's I don't know. And the Father Coins here is to say that, like, even with ancestry. So it's like, what you do, your gift is bringing you, because here's how it works. You bring it into yourself, and then it's brought out to other people too. So you go on this experience, you gain this abundance of knowledge, of lessons, of learning, and with the Father of Coins, even like money, but then like spiritual wealth, and then like emotional abundance. There's so much you can teach and learn, and you do it in such a humble and like very receptive way with that earth energy here. Very receptive. So it's not egotistical. It's very like, I want to teach and learn, but I want to teach and show people things, but I'm also open to learn more. I'm open to gain more, for me and those around me. So it's like, it's smart, and it's selfish in a good way, but it's giving back to those, who paved the way too for you, and then giving forward to those who you're paving the way for. But then at the same time, it's like, it's providing for nature, for things around you, just as much as like when we give out CO2, just from naturally breathing the way we do, we help the trees live. So it's like, I don't know. And think of like breathing, it's like the essence of life. So because you live, because you experience, it is, and because you do you're doing it naturally, like you're being yourself, and you're not letting anyone sort of stop that process, no matter how, like, King of Pentacles, and that greedy energy I got earlier. No matter how much people swear that your role is to like the abundance that you gain, what you gain, the knowledge that you learn, your tools that you've been given, the gifts that you've been given to be able to learn and to gain that knowledge. It's like they swear that it's supposed to be directed towards like one thing or this thing or what they want, this what the blah. It's almost like you just like no. It's like you find more abundance in pointing the compass towards yourself and then following your own path. And because you do that, you have no idea how much it's going to pave the way for other people coming forward, but you have no idea also of like how it like makes those who come before you so happy, because it feels like maybe they gave to other people because that's what they were taught. They use their tools to benefit other people. They use their resources, their wisdom, their knowledge to benefit other people. And it's like while they were just like the flat ground, they were watching other mountains around them rise, and that's just very it gives me the energy of pissed off, where it's like I don't know, because it's like the energy of two people who judge you, and then like 2 seconds later they see it, or they experience it, and they're like, oh, this is terrible, or oh, this is really good actually, and it's just like, motherfucker. It's not like you told them that, but it's like you were living and you were chilling, and they had to come and disrupt you, and all of a sudden it's cool, and all of a sudden it's chill now. All of a sudden, like that could be an energy where then they're like, oh, you should celebrate me because I'm changing with you. It's like, nah, bitch, you should have gone in from page one, but you had your stuck up ego, and you can work on that and go find someone else to give that to. It's literally giving me the image of like, everyone can climb this mountain except, and then there's a list of people who can't. I mean, they can go ahead and try and walk the mountain, but if you set the intention not to, watch the universe knock them off that shit. Watch you might be at the top of your mountain and you see them below waving like, hey, I'm coming through. Don't expect them, because the universe is knocking them right now. I don't know what the energy is for sure, and it feels like your ancestors. It's like they're not letting other people walk on the path that you have paved if they've only had ill intention for you. Because one, I'm getting this scripture of like, this is holy ground, something like that, and those motherfuckers are not holy. But also, yeah, that same energy of just like, this is for you and for the people that you are doing it for, and that's it. Only Abraham, hopefully, only Abraham could go up that mountain. It was not Abraham, it was Moses. I'm so sorry. There's too many damn people in that book. Some chapters start off with the goddamn genealogy of 50 people. Have y'all read that? Anyways, but Moses, yeah, only Moses was able to go up and get that tabernacle from the freaking mountain cave. If anybody else tried to go up, I don't know what would happen, but I don't think God would have been happy. But just in that sense, it's like, I don't know how to say the rest of that. Cardinal energy, you're wild. This is very strong energy for sure. Introducing you, you're a fiery one, Mr. Cardinal, Mr. Grinch. Let me go ahead and look up the etymology thing, because I'm slightly running late for something, but it's okay. Watch me reschedule it. That's my cardinal eyes. Let's see here. Where is my etymology application? I need to put that somewhere else so I can see it. Okay. Judgments. Oh, we're back on this. Let me see. Judgment. See, judgment. Oh, I spelled it wrong. It was a judge with an E. And it's spelled Judgment. I put the whole word judge. I'm so stupid. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. The action of trying at law, trial. It looks like that. If you can if you want to like screenshot, if you want to go to that website so you can see what I'm saying. There's a lot of freaking words and crap, but like you sort of just pick. You have to pick through what catches your eye and what's important, and that's. Let me see. From Old French judgment, legal judgment, diagnosis, the last judgment. From jugier, to judge, the action of judging something. Okay. As penalty imposed by court, an authoritative decision, verdict in a court case. Discernment, that's first recorded by the 1530s. That's why I like it to go all the way back. By 1610s, it was a divine allotment event regarded as an expression of divine displeasure. And that last part hits me. Oh, that's funny. Hold up, I'm gonna look at this real quick. But divine displeasure hits me because divine displeasure is like, you're saying that what divine, the universe is displeased with somebody. It's like, it's, so that's a little bit, you see how violating that is? It's like it's someone is getting into your spirit and they're saying that God is displeased with you. And it's like, who? Again, who? I feel like an owl. I'm really like, who are you? It's like spirituality and stuff like that is decided by each individual person. No, what is like, no one can judge me but God, and that's your own God. But like the energy of like, you can't tell a person that God is displeased with them if you're not them. It's like only you can be told by God that God, and that's how you work it through your faith. I don't know what's another energy of that, but it's like, you can't. I love, yeah, you can't. It's like, it's almost like you can't tell someone what they're feeling because literally you don't have their emotional field. You can't. It's people all the time be like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, and that can be kind sometimes. But in things like that, don't worry, don't fear, don't panic, stuff like that. It's just like, baby, you can say it, but that's not going to change how it feels inside, and it shouldn't have to, because feelings are meant to be felt for a specific reason, pain, stuff like that. And it's like, if you tell someone not to feel pain and you think they're just going to accept your doctrine and pain's going to go away, it's just like, one is very ignorant and two is very just like, if it's not ignorant, it's violating and it's just wrong to tell someone that to judge someone in that sense. But then also from the 1300 as quote unquote opinion. So judgment is supposed to be like an opinion. And that makes sense because judges rule off of like the jury's opinion in a sense, and they make that final judgment. But before it becomes a fact of the matter, it's usually an opinion, like a hypothesis. So it's hilarious because it's like, judgment is defined as an opinion from like the earliest 1300s. So it's like, early on it starts as an opinion. And again, opinions are the opposite of facts. Facts are collectively, this is, that it be like that. The sky blue, the air dry, we could walk through it. Water, swim, drink, facts. But then like opinions, the air smells good. This food tastes great. That's a pretty bird. Stuff like that, it's just like, again, that's up to you. And 15 people could have 15 different opinions and they're all right. So it's like, 14 people can be upset and one person can be not upset about something and everyone's right. But it's just like, if you act like you're right and you act like the person who has a different opinion is not, and they should not feel good, then imagine that like 14 people like surrounding that one and all just shouting their opinions at it and being like, oh, we've got the majority, you should fucking understand, you should be feeling what we feel. It's like, baby, I don't know, because I feel like a broken record, because sometimes people really just, I thought, I don't know how to explain it, but some people really just don't get it. And it's painful because like it'd be I think I was supposed to look up the word judge, but I'm not gonna do it. I'll just end this kind of off on a sense where with stuff like this, it's spirit's journey, and it's also emotions and feelings. Whereas like, and even sometimes mental and like your own mental mind, but like it, of course, it all bleeds into everyone else. But the part where it starts at you, the part where they don't even, like, it's a seed, they don't even allow anything to grow. It's like they're already casting and judging opinions. And it's that also too, that group crowd mentality where it's like, circle around them, crowd around them, make them one of us, or cast them away. And it's a very damaging energy. And I just hope you're not experiencing that. But I feel like mostly if you are dealing with energy, you're kicking its ass, you're working through it. Like, there's a lot of good energy here for you, and you're building a great foundation. But it doesn't negate the fact that things, still definitely hurt. You still definitely feel things. We're all human. No matter how much we try to dance around that and pretend like one's better than the other based off of things here on Earth. I don't know. It's just wild. It's just wild. Because even with this balance, it's I would say it's a disgusting waste, but then also of energy, but then also just like what do they say, like a gross, like if disgusting waste, I feel is my opinion, but then like also like the fact of the matter is it's like a grossly large waste of energy just in general, because whereas you could be using that passion energy to create something, they could be using it to create their own lives. They're pointing that attention, that fire, that passion at you, in a sense, to break you down from your life. So they're not living, and they're trying to stop you from it. So you see how like that the math works out, where it just subtracts it all, again, that black hole. Logically, that's just how it works. Because even if they fight you and you succeed, there's still like I want and that's why I can that's why I get pissed, because I'm always advocating for my side and the other. Even if I go really hard for my side, I'll still go for the other ones, and they'll never think, like they'll never. Some people will just never talk about it. They'll never acknowledge that I'm going for their side as well, because all they hear is the wrong thing. But what I'm saying is, like, even if they are attacking you and you succeed and it doesn't even affect you, right? It's still like there's still 14 souls that were surrounding you that are being sucked into a negative black hole because they're not focusing on building themselves up. And even though it's like I imagine, even if people judge me, I still want them to stop judging me for a moment so they can get back to fucking building their lives, because that's gonna be beautiful, you know. Creating what they need to create. While you're sitting judging me, you're stalling. You're at the pit stop to get your car tuned up for the race, and it's all tuned up, and you're just sitting there letting the cars pass you by. What's that commercial? Waiting every day, life's passing you by. Some college commercial from a while ago. I can do it. You could do it too. That's what I'm feeling here for